Bourbon Barkeep Lounge. If you're new here, my name is Curtis, and when you see the lights behind us, and not just cement, it is House Call Wednesday. House Call Wednesday is a double blind that we put in a spreadsheet, click a randomizer, and then we forget what we put in the spreadsheet and we just taste whatever the generator told us to taste. Today, we got a brutal matchup sitting next to me. Caged up animals, ready to be smelled, tasted, and scored. And based off of the score, it's obviously a winner. And then the loser gets drain poured. Probably not. I'm probably gonna enjoy both pours because that hasn't happened yet. The drain pour part. So, moving on to Glass A. As we hopefully wake up, Glass A for battle, like, subscribe, comment, unless it's negative, then just thumbs down and we'll just go about our day. And then you still made your point. So good for you guys. To the new subscribers, welcome. Stick around and don't forget to unsubscribe. Glass A, on the nose. That's cherry. Cherry. More cherry. Wow. That is like remember the chocolate covered cherries with like the goo inside? If you left off the chocolate and the goo just spilled into your lap, that's what your pants would smell like right now. Some vanilla in there, a little bit of oak. Let's get around the cherry because it's here and it's not letting me in the door. Okay, I appreciate that, Glass A. Got some butterscotch on here, some vanilla. Just great sweet nose. If there is a dark smell in here, I'm not getting it. It is bright, light, sugary. Let's see what we got. The legs on this thing are running. People are trying to show you the legs. Can't see it. Cherry cinnamon. Like that. Tingles the tongue. A lot of cinnamon spice in a great way. More like maybe a hot tamale, so kind of like a candied cinnamon. Here for that. What else is down there? That finish is nice. Coats the tongue well, leaves my mouth pretty watery. Makes me want more, that's for sure. As it kind of sits on the tongue, that cherry does kind of go into a nice red raspberry. I still have not seen a blue raspberry, but usually that's my favorite. But this one's gonna be your red raspberry. A little more dark sweet coming out with like a brown sugar, I would say. Really enjoyed that first taste. Oak on the finish, a little bit of leather. See what we're doing here, kind of coming through. I am kind of curious if the cinnamon spice, cinnamon candy, as tap dancey as kind of that first sip. So let's dive in, see if anything else comes out. Sip 2. It didn't really tame down and I'm not upset at it. Sometimes it's like the Russian river dance on your tongue and you're like, easy. I mean, do we need to feel like I'm licking a battery? This time, it's just a nice cinnamon spice finish, brings you into like this leather and oak with a nice caramel still. I like it. You definitely can't go oily. I just feel like it coats the tongue well with a nice finish. Probably, if I had to guess, we're at, we'll go 100 proof. There's not much there in terms of hug, but it's nice. And you want to just be embraced sometimes without aggressive, just Glass B with the sneak attack entrance. Wake this one up a little bit and let's see what we got on the nose. All right, so we have do you want the good notes or the not for me notes? Let's put it that way. We'll start on a high note. This is like taking a whiff of Cracker Jacks. You have like this nice caramel and popcorn that I really enjoy. Still do to this day. maybe a little bit of chocolate kind of coming through, and that may be where the glass half full, if you will, ends. I'm going to go with the not for me tasting notes. It does smell like a freshly mowed farm. I don't know why you're mowing the farm, but just all the smells of like hay and farm and grass. It's kind of like that's all in the air after a good mow. Now we'll go into more of a neutral. It's kind of like a buttery roll, or maybe like a pretzel, which not one that I gravitate towards, but someone will. When you put some of these matchups together, you're like, hey, let's just see what A and B is. Not a ton of logic sometimes, but behind that, who's B, who's A. And I apologize to the nose for B, because that glass A was what I love, and this one, it's gonna be someone else. Let's see if let's just get into the palate. How about we do that? Cheers. Okay, smoother. Cracker Jack kind of continues on the tongue. Here for it. You even have kind of that caramel peanut in there. Not heavy peanut, just more the popcorn, I guess. Maybe you just spit out the peanut before the salt kind of hit your tongue, because it's a lot of caramel. I would even say the caramel kind of amps up when it comes to more of a, maybe you were trying to melt like a Werther and you forgot to stir it a little bit and it started to turn on you. You're like, damn it. But you're still gonna use it because you don't have any more. It's kind of like that. What I do like about this is that buttery roll kind of starts to go into that cinnamon, and you could convince me that I'm drinking a cinnamon roll, just with not the Cinnabon level of icing and cinnamon goodness. It's more of the dough, but the dough tastes like a high quality dough. So you got that going for you. Overall, I like it. It's very velvety. Like I do like the texture that it leaves around in my mouth. Let's see what we got for sip 2. Sip 2, as it starts to open up, you start to adapt to what you're tasting. A little bit more maple. That cinnamon roll still kind of comes out. Maybe even like a stewed apple in there. It's good. I like it. Not that these have to be the same in terms of glass A and glass B. Another tough scoring one, because one's going to be this light, bright, nice cinnamon. This one's going to go a little more grainy, a little more bread, if you will. The nose, it's not that bad. It's just not for me. I do enjoy what the palate has and the finish greatly. I think the lack of cinnamon makes it drink pretty smooth. So having that proof, maybe 95 would be my guess. I mean, it's very smooth, not a great hug, but like sucking on a silk pillowcase. If the silk pillowcase was a cinnamon roll, it's great. Now, as we move on, I'm going to revisit, go back to A, jump back to B, and then maybe back and forth a couple more times, get some water, cleanse the palate, jump again, come back, score, and then you'll definitely be subscribed by then. So we will be back. The revisit was a tough one. You know, you want to give everybody their fair shot. When you have a glass that is just not in your wheelhouse, lined up against a glass that is pretty darn good, it's going to be tough. So I'm very curious if we got a bang for the buck situation, because the senses, it's gonna have a large gap. Not gonna lie to you. Here at Bourbon Barkeep, whether we're in the lounge or whether we're against the cement wall, we do senses. So that's gonna be nose, palate, finish, all the good stuff. I don't care if it's a $2,000 pour or a $20 pour. We're scoring it as it is. Bang for the buck, however. We kind of do it 2 different flavors here. We do, did we get what we paid for? So was this $75 bottle actually worth $75? I don't know age, I don't know proof, so that doesn't help. So, you know, we kind of adjust as needed. Also bang for the buck, would you go above said $75 at that point as well? So we shall see. So oh yeah, senses. I almost went straight to bang for the buck. Too excited for this. All right, so glass A, I loved it. It's bright. You can see it's summer as you're watching it. Hopefully, I'm here for it. I like that hot tamale. I like it. I like the nice spiced cherry, and then with the darkness at the end, with the kind of the leather and the oak starting to come through, but still this vanilla. Yes, love it. I'm gonna go 82. Little, I wouldn't say thin, but I mean, if you're talking 100 proof, like probably fine. Yeah, I would say 82. It's a great score, right? Yeah, great category. Class B, on the other hand, love a good cinnamon roll. Do I want my nose, my palate to be that bready, that grainy, that, hey, I'm walking around a farm? No. I understand we're a Kansas City channel. That doesn't mean that I live on a farm, people. Senses, it's 62. I mean, it's pleasurable. It would be a rare day that I'm looking for pretzel, but there's that day, maybe Oktoberfest, you know? Maybe you're just like, hey, what's the pretzel bottle? Let's do Oktoberfest. It's not bad. Like, I did really enjoy the texture. The finish was good. It tasted low. Like I said, I think I said 95. I don't know too many 98s. So 9,500, something like that. It's not for me personally. So hopefully the words that come out of my mouth or came out of my mouth help you decide. Yeah, 62. That's where we'll be. Now, I'm gonna look down a handful of times because I need to find what the generator actually brought me to. So I'm gonna find out the price, score bang for the buck. So still blind, still have no idea what we're doing. And then I click another drop down, and then I know, you know, I know at that point. So now we're at the same page. So here we are. Based off of the predetermined matchup today, we have Fight 57. Class A, $50. Oh no, Class B, 95. Whoever's in Class B, I don't know. I try and be nice, you know. I'm not out here. Someone will like it. Someone will pay the 95 for it. I kind of hope it's a sample that was donated to me, because if I did pay the $95, it's upsetting. It's upsetting for sure. And I don't know too many times I can ask someone that comes over to my house, hey, do you want a bourbon that tastes like a pretzel? So, bang for the buck, Class A, $50. Oh man, 72. I definitely get my 50. I would pay up. I mean, if you told me that pour was 80, I'd be fine with that. I could. Class B, on the other hand, 95. It's not that. I wouldn't pay 95. I hope it's not mine. To whoever sent it, if you did, thank you. 45. It's just not, it's not for me. I don't know a way around it. I'm sorry. I don't like it. The score, I don't like giving bad scores, but here we are. We found our Oktoberfest bottle though, so we got that going for us. Now, time for the reveal. Let's see what we got here. So I got the totals up on the screen, so you can see Class A obviously won. We have adjusted bang for the buck, so just in case, we may flash total scores later on as well. So you have to stay tuned at this point. All right, so we got in our battle 57. Class A is, damn it, freaking Weller. It's tough. I'm frustrated. I loved it. You all want to see the hard to get bottles placed against shelfers. And I get it. I was that way. I am that way. So I have Buffalo Trace popping up on here a fair amount. And they are so difficult to score because they're not $50. You're not finding 107 for 50. And if you are, buy 8 of them. Go for it. I love it. Glass B, I'm way out. Old Elk Double Wheat. Okay, so lesson learned. Just because they're the same proof, they're not a substitute, because that is a very, very different pour. Who did that? Who told me that? Oh, man. All right, Old Elk. I mean, there was a process going in, so I understand a little bit of a higher price tag because you got the two, like a bourbon and a whiskey going in. So there's some blending happening. But I'm out at 95. I can't. I feel like even if I just did bang for the buck for the Weller 107 being, what is it now? 150? Probably triple the price now. Even if it's not going to bring the senses together or the total score together enough. So we won't waste that time to go read through the algorithm. So in this House Call Wednesday, even with the adjustments that you won't see because it's a waste, Glass A, Weller 107 takes it again. Do I want to see Weller 107 come down? Yes, I do. Does it keep winning for a reason? Yeah, it does. I try not fanboy. That's why we strip away the labels and all the stuff, and it still keeps coming out. Man, that's good stuff. Old Elk, I get it. If you're a pretzel guy, if you're a cinnamon roll guy in your whiskey, hit me up. I got a bottle that I can pour for you guilt-free. Hopefully this helps you. Like, subscribe. Yeah, I think, is that it? All right, bye.